Boston trails by 2. It's been a battle all night, and for many in this building, this feels like the end. But Leroy and Cerrone, they've been here before. Leroy lurking, eyes locked in, and oh, he pulls it loose. He's got the steal with 5 seconds left. He looks up, finds Cerrone. Cerrone catches, steps into it. A 3 for the win. He hit it. Cerrone from downtown. Leroy to Cerrone. They have done it again. They've done it again.
Good afternoon. Do you understand what I just did with my diaphragm? Do you understand? See, that's from them choir days. Singing in the choir, wearing a robe. Sing from your diaphragm, Leroy. Was able to hold that note. Good afternoon, everybody. It's the Leroy and Cerrone show. What's up, Cerrone? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I got to hang out this morning, enjoy my Saturday a little bit. I'm all set, man. How about yourself?
I'm not doing too good.
Really?
I'm really not, man. I'm tired. I'm burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
Let me stop. Let me not complain. Number one, let me start off with this. I am blessed. Cerrone, guess what? Guess what I had to do this morning at 9 o'clock in the morning?
What's that?
I had to take little Jordan, who's no longer little Jordan, to his college acceptance tour.
Oh, snap. Yeah. My man.
I am so proud of him. I am so proud of my daughter. I'm so proud of my other 2 sons. And to see him, and I'm right there with him. I'm sitting and, just seeing him being attentive. I can see him growing up literally right before my eyes this morning. I think he's understanding the magnitude of it all, and he's taking it serious. So much so that I had to leave in order to come back here to do the show. I thought he was coming with me.
He was like, "Nah, go ahead."
He said, "Go on, man. I got to take care of business."
You slow me up.
God is good, man.
All the time.
God is good. I mean, I'm so proud of all 4. And to be honest, I'm just going to make it a little bit more personal. I'm proud of myself. I don't know if before my kids were born, I don't know if someone were to ask me, how do you think you'll do as a father? Obviously, I haven't been perfect, but I am absolutely proud of the work that I've been able to do and will continue to do. It's a blessing, man. He's the last one as of right now. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey now.
If God see fit. Been here shaking my shoulders. But yeah, man, I'm gonna try to get through it. I heard you last night on Celtics post game, so obviously we got to talk about the Celtics win.
Talk about trying to get through it. It was late, man. That's a little past my bedtime.
But that shot from Tatum had to be a jolt of energy for you. It gave you at least a good 15, 30 minutes of power.
Well, the game is what stole my power in the first place. They had me stressing, man. I'm yelling. I'm trying to cook, trying to make some burgers. I'm like, man, what are y'all doing, man?
Oh, man, you still yell at the TV and all that?
Yeah, I'm yelling at the TV. Like, man, what are y'all doing?
Same here.
Yeah, I yelled at everybody last night. Brad got it. Lucky. Wild Bill. I yelled at anybody had anything to do with the Celtics got yelled at last night, but they came through.
Again, we're going to talk about the Celtics, the NBA playoffs, also the NFL draft. The Bruins fans were absolutely right. If you listened last week, we gotta touch on that. Bruins fans, y'all might, like you said, Cerrone, last week, they might be the most informed fan base out of the 4 major sports here in Boston. We got to talk about that. Also, I was saying that I am a little bit frustrated Been going through quite a few things. Who hasn't? Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to put this out there. 617-779-0985. Feel free to call in throughout the show, especially with this question I'm about to ask. I work out quite a bit. And again, every time I say that, I'm not saying it to brag, because if I miss a day, I might blow up.
I had a smoothie today.
But gotta bring that back. But no, I'm looking for, if you guys have any suggestions on hobbies or things that I could do to help release some of this stress and frustration. They got to be legal. They got to be healthy. But working out it's not doing it for me. I'm going to continue to work out, but it's not, some people say, man, just go to the gym. You can let out some frustrations through the gym. It doesn't work for me that way. I go there and I leave feeling the same way. But if you out there have any suggestions, anything that you do to help release some of the stress and frustration, please let me know. Cerrone, do you have, what do you, going through something. Just
from knowing you, correct me if I'm wrong, you're big into the puzzles, aren't you?
Yeah.
You need you a good 10,000 piece, just something there that always occupies your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm saying, just from knowing you, I believe that's something that you used to like to do, is do the puzzles. Get you some crazy, difficult puzzles and sit there and take your mind off everything, man. Okay. Keep it simple.
All right. That's one. I'm going to write this one down. Puzzles.
Few hours of GTA never hurts.
Ooh, yes, Lord. GTA.
You got to get back to the sticks, because you few months away.
GTA, when I play, when I'm feeling frustrated and I put GTA on, I just put it on the cruise.
Yep. I literally, have you ever just walked?
Just walk, no missions, no nothing.
Yep.
Cruising, I just want to see the sunset.
For real.
I just want to look at the city at night.
I just get a dope car. I put it on the old school station.
Man,
and literally drive up and down the coast.
And crack the window in my real house just to get a little breeze, and that's it. And just
ladies, if y'all don't understand.
And the best feeling is when you drive really, really fast and you're able to maneuver and you just coasting.
Yeah. Now you up in the mountains.
Man, please. So again, 617-779-0985. Also, we have to introduce the music of the day. Typically, once again, I do it, but George had a great idea that he sent in the email. So George, the floor is yours.
All right. I tried to avoid this. I'm not this TMZ guy, but it's a story that won't go away. So we break up to make up. So today, our music choice of the day for the Leroy and Cerrone show is heartbreak music. Break up music.
Oh, George, you. Oh,
dirty dog, you.
Music that deals with infidelity, heartbreak, and breakups.
If you thought Cerrone was yelling and throwing things last night during the Celtics game, they are Patriots. You know what? Not even Patriot fans. No, they are Patriots fans, but / Vrabel fans right now who are throwing things. Don't get mad at us. Don't get mad at us for it being a story. It's a story. Phone lines are going 617-779-0985. And people, like I said, healthy and legal ways to release stress. Because a brother and a lot of y'all, everybody, we going through stuff. I just got to find some ways. We said GTA and puzzles so far for a brother. I got to get back into making music too, Cerrone.
Yeah.
I got to get back.
Go back to things you love.
Yeah. You know what else used to work? And I know, guys, we got to talk about sports. We got until 5 o'clock. Gas prices are high, but remember back in the day, filling up the tank. You didn't even have to fill up the tank. If you just had half a tank, quarter a tank, and you just ride around the city.
I still do that.
You do? God bless you.
I like to drive. If it's not a secret to anybody, but I like to drive. And my mission now is to, I keep telling my wife, I'm gonna get a date car. I'm gonna get a date night car. It's cars that I want. Some kind of V8 2-door, something. Yeah. Mustang, Camaro, whatever it may be. Doesn't have to be new. Yep. I want a nice date car just for that reason alone. I like to drive.
There you go.
I
That's
want
beautiful.
a stick shift manual while I'm out just riding windows down, listening to music, and just randomly go to a random spot. I love to do that.
All right, we got to take a break. We have been phone lines are loaded, like from top to bottom, looking like a Christmas tree. Speaking of frustration, before we get into the actual game, Cerrone, I'm a little bit frustrated with this region and how they're treating Eric Collins.
taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Welcome back. 98.5 The Sports Hub, the Leroy and Cerrone show. I'm Leroy Irvin. That's Irvin. He is Cerrone Battle, the king of hot takes, backed up with a side piece of facts. No, not a side piece. No.
Sliver of
No, a
facts.
tall glass of facts.
Oh, okay.
I like
I
that.
tried,
That came
man.
off the top of the dome. Cerrone Battle, the king of hot takes, serving you hot takes with a tall glass of facts. We're going to get into a lot.
Appreciate
People
it.
are calling in 617-779. A brother was asking for advice on things to do to help release some stress, frustration. We all going through it, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you my story. We all going through it. Let's go to Michael. Well, before we go to Michael, let me give some people on Twitter, X, a shout out. Shout outs to Bruins Luchador. Cerrone, get ready for this. He said fishing and weed. He said if he's lucky, both at the same time. Bruins Luchador, we appreciate you checking in. Stan in Hawaii. Shout outs to you. He said
Hawaii's enough.
he living a life if he's truly in Hawaii. And it's expensive too, so he got money. Well, you know what? That's not true because it's expensive here in Boston, and most of us, anyway.
Cost of living kind of ways,
Yeah.
but go ahead. Yeah.
Stan said, I know you like drums. I'm not sure if you play, but electric drum kits are relatively cheap now. You could get one, and whenever you're stressed, just put on some songs you want to play and just play through them. Good idea.
There you go. I like that.
Got to have some money to get an electric drum set, though. Michael in New Hampshire. What's going on, Michael? What's your advice?
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's up?
I've been listening to you guys for forever. Love you guys on Saturdays.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
GTA take was awesome. Relieve stress.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you play some Madden, throw it on rookie, beat the bags out of the Jets? Always puts me in a good mood, and I'm a better father of it. I got 2 girls.
Yep.
It's crazy at the house. Sometimes I just like to beat the Jets every now and then.
Appreciate it, Michael. The problem with that is that there's too many glitches in the game. And there are times when, Cerrone, you know how it goes. Somebody wide open. That's a touchdown. And for some reason, your quarterback want to throw
Overthrow.
it clear across the field. Now my anxiety is through the roof. I'm
Now you're
frustrated
stressed
even
again.
more. Now I'm stressed. Let's go to Bob in Dorchester with more advice. Bob,
Hey, fellas.
what's up, man?
I know stress. I know relief.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a single dad with a 16-year-old daughter who lives with me in Dorchester.
Mm-hmm.
I do not go to the gym, but what I do is I play pickleball in Dorchester.
Okay.
It's changed my life.
Really?
2 or 3 days a week, I go with these nice people. They play hard. Unlike the basketball court, there's no attitude. My body can't do basketball anymore anyway. And it is making a huge difference. If I had to fire my therapist or quit pickleball, I would fire my therapist.
Appreciate it, Bob.
There
Bob
you go.
said something
You've
that's
been
true.
out there before. You've been out there. You've played before.
I played pickleball inside Fenway Park, which was glorious. It was special.
That's fantastic.
And then I came into work and got clowned for it. But it was
But
great.
now it's hot though. That was a couple years ago. People didn't realize it was going to blow up like it did.
You know what? Put a pin in that statement right there. I guarantee it's going to come up later on. It might come up during this break. Nick in Hopkinton. Nick.
All right. I think the best idea so far. Pickleball is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Jiu-jitsu.
Oh,
You get to go in there, take out your frustrations on another person. You can
Okay.
choke them out, put on arm bars, etc.
okay. That's a good one. I might have to look into that.
But what if the choking? what if I go get choked out?
Right.
Am I still going to be in a great mood?
Right. Now I wake up in the hospital, done 3-4 hours, done skipped. I don't know what happened. I'm wondering if I'm in heaven, if I done passed on. Let's go to Chris.
All I remember is we both bowed, and that's
Right.
it.
Let's go to Chris in
I woke up
Arlington.
to Connie.
Chris, Carney's gone. You know that, right?
Wait, it is?
Yeah, hold on, Chris. Carney Hospital
Oh, wait a minute.
is gone. It's all boarded up.
What's there?
Nothing. The same thing that was there when it was open. Let's just be honest. If you're from around the way, you know the deal. Man, you could sprain your ankle, and if someone said, "Well, where did he go?" He went to the hospital. What hospital? And they said,
"Stop crying, oh Jesus!"
Get the paperwork together.
He's gone.
He's gone. Chris, I'm sorry. What's your advice?
All the family.
Hi, guys. Great show.
Appreciate it.
So I'm third, and they've already stolen two of my suggestions. But I was going to say I got my black belt in Taekwondo a little while ago, and and it was great, and it adds so much balance to your life, just physically and relaxes you. And but the other thing is I'm a drummer. I go once a week and play in a studio out in Marlboro, and for $30 I get 2 hours of banging around on a great set of drums, and just Bluetooth my music into it, and love it.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you so much.
Yeah, they ride a beer alley, man, with some of these suggestions. You know what you got to do.
Yeah, I know what I got to do. And again, this Cerrone, we talk about this a lot. Yes, ladies are calling in, but the fellas are calling in. And typically men don't talk about this stuff. And I think it's fitting on a sports show because sometimes we go to sports to try to get away from everyday life, but then sports kind of gets you last night's game. I'm assuming game 2 with the Celtics and Sixers really got you going.
Just was like, this is ridiculous.
Right. So just looking for other avenues to, let go of some stress. Let's see. One more. Well, they keep calling in. Ryan in Boston. What's up?
How's it going?
Going pretty good.
Love you guys.
Appreciate it.
So what I started doing this year to relieve stress is going to the spa, cold plunges and hot saunas and steam rooms. It's transformed my life this year.
Okay.
You write that down.
I gotta write that one down too. And if you miss any, just know the podcast will be up later on. And we're on YouTube Live, too. We got more calls of people who want to give some advice, but we got 2 more minutes, and I just want to touch on something.
Stop watching the Red Sox.
Eric Collins, Amazon Prime last night. He's catching a lot of heat. Amazon in general. Yeah. I just want to say this, and I'll say it quickly because I know, Cerrone, you have something to say about it, too. I'm frustrated with the Boston sports fan base. I'm not saying that you should like the way that he calls games, but the vibe, the energy, the tone that I get when I see people talking about it, it's like, how dare anybody like this? And when I see it, I'm like, Boston, I hate to break it to you, and I'm a Bostonian, so I have to talk to myself too. We are not the center of the universe. It's so frustrating. We're so traditional, and we can be bland, we can be unseasoned, if you will, to a point where we end up being behind what the rest of the country is doing, the world is doing. I'm dead serious, and I get it. Things work a certain way, but come on, y'all. The way I'm seeing people talk about him and all that, I'm not saying you have to like it, but we just give off a really nasty tone of how dare anybody else. Like, you got to be an idiot to enjoy anything different than what we don't like different around here. We don't give different a chance at all. I'm going to shut up. Cerrone, you got it. Go ahead.
No, you're right. You going. Tell the truth. You tell the truth. It's been a thing that's held Boston back from a lot of things for a long time, and it doesn't depend on what side of the tracks you from. It's universal.
And here's the funny part, Cerrone. What will happen is somebody who, in general, the region likes will start to, let's say, call a game like that, and all of a sudden will say that's the greatest thing ever. Oh, the swag. Oh, how innovative. The energy. The creativity. But it'll be like 2038 before we say something like that, even though it's been going on forever. Anyways.
That broadcast team, of course, is the Charlotte Hornets crew. And with Del Curry and Collins. They've been going viral for years for some of their wild calls. They found a way to make a team that was a 20-win team exciting. A game be a 30-point blowout, and they're going crazy. And the younger generation loves them. They know who they are. We were watching that game last night, and my son was like, "Oh, wait, that's the Hornets crew." Without even showing their faces, he knew. My son Isaiah knew exactly who they were, and it was certain things that he was saying. He was, "Oh, that's the guy." They know who they were, and he's 19-year-old. My teenagers, they know who these guys are. They're popular. They're hot on social media. They love the calls of LaMelo Ball or some of the other things. And they call whoever they're playing against. They do the same for the opponents. That's how they ended up on Prime. And to the older generation, we grew up listening to Johnny Most, and we're like, "Yeah, that's bad. That's how you call a game." It's like, no, that's the old school way. And people want to be entertained.
And he was wild too with his calls.
He was cutting edge back then. He was cutting, but we want the typical. We want Madden and Summerall, and it's like those days. The younger generation are bored by that stuff. They don't want that. They literally want an NBA game to sound like they're playing 2K. And that's what he does. He sounds like the NBA Jam broadcast from back in the 90s, where every play was like, "Oh, why?" Like, he's just loud. That's how we fell in love with Kevin Harlan. And what did they do with Kevin Harlan's voice? They put him in NBA 2K.
Yeah.
Because he sounds like a video game, and the younger generation identifies with that. And when I saw the reaction to him, I'm like, so what do y'all want? This is entertaining. He makes every shot sound like it's the most important shot in the game. And yeah, he can be extreme with it, but the whole point of this whole thing is entertainment. Yeah. It's to be loud. It's to be extra about it. And I think we have to realize, like, yo, they ain't gearing the game for us no more. I'm in my late 40s. They don't care about me. They try to get my son, who's 14, 15.
Yeah.
They want him. What is he like? That crew. He knows nothing about, whoever, Marv Albert and them. He don't care about that. He don't know them. He knows this guy, though, and millions of teenagers around the country, they don't know any broadcast team. They know the Charlotte Hornets team, and that's why they did that Prime game last night. So sometimes you have to sit back and say, you know what, this ain't for me. And reality is, it's not for you. It's for the younger generation, just like putting games on streaming services. You can't find the games on streaming services. I bet you the teenagers in your house can, because they don't watch regular TV. Yeah. Everything they do is on streaming services. It's not for you. It's for everybody else now.
And I'm going to say this, and maybe I'll get in trouble, but I'm in one of those moods. I really don't care. Boston.
Don't do that.
Let's not act like you said. Johnny Most extra? Yeah, and we loved it. Could Tommy Heinsohn extra? Could he be extra? Yeah, and we loved it. Part of the reason why we love Scott Zolak is because from time to time, he can be a little bit extra. I'm not saying that you got to love what they did last night.
Cedric Maxwell.
Yeah, Cedric, yeah.
Wipe my mouth like the rest of it. No one doing that around the country.
Boston, we got to stop acting like we are the center of the sports universe, and everyone else needs to fall in line. We need to stop. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, people are still calling in, giving advice on how to release some of this stress. And the Celtics. I see some Celtics calls we got to talk about last night's game. We'll do that next. He's Cerrone Battle. I'm Leroy Irvin. It's a beautiful Saturday. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub. Had to put my sexy voice on. Yeah.
and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
Tatum moving to his right. Left-hand dribble, shovels back. Vucevic keeps it himself. One dribble in, kick back to Tatum. Up fakes on Maxey. 3 in the air. Got it! Jason Tatum, his 3,000th career postseason point, gives the Celtics a 4-point lead with 1:53 to go.
Leroy and Cerrone show. I'm cracking up. I think you're cracking up too because you heard Max, right?
Yep.
And we love it. Y'all are funny, man.
I tell you what you do. Go to any NBA post on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, of Tatum hitting that shot, and go to the comments. You get one comment about Tatum, the next 3 comments are about the Charlotte Hornets broadcast team and how everybody recognized who they were. They're extremely popular. It was popular as the game was last night. Like, yo, these dudes need to do every game. Like, people, they love them.
They love them.
It is what it is.
Hearts be still. Hearts be still.
Love Max.
Yeah. 617-779-0985 is the number. The Celtics, led by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, both scoring 25 points. They beat the Sixers 108-100. Cerrone, you said you were throwing things around. You might have been yelling a little bit too much. Why? They won. They're up 2-1. What was your frustration about the game last night?
The way they played it. I think, let me back up. The Celtics are a better team. The Celtics are more talented. Tatum and Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, all across the board, the Celtics are a more talented team, even with Embiid out there. I mean, he's been watched for 5 years, so don't even bring him up. The difference, though, the Sixers are more athletic, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
They're fast. Their guards are extreme. They probably had the fastest 2 guards in the league and been in the same backcourt. They're crazy fast. They're crazy athletic. Paul George, before the injuries, was extremely athletic, but he still has the instincts. Drummond looks old, whatever, but you can't get that many rebounds and always get in position without being quick and being able to recognize what's going on. They're more athletic. And the Celtics at times, I understand spacing is key, but they were so spread out, so far away, not even at the 3-point line. They were 10 feet beyond the 3-point line trying to get in their offense. And now if you beat a guy, you have to now dribble from 30 feet away to try and get to the rim without a Sixer reaching in and getting a hand on the pass or getting in your way. Or you're trying to make a cross-court pass, not from the 3-point line around the horn.
Yep.
You're 10 feet behind the 3-point line trying to swing it all the way to the corner. They have a bunch of, like, DBs out there, like a fast secondary. They're just watching you, and they're going to pick that off. That's why the turnover number was so high. And you would see Brown or Tatum, it didn't matter who it was, they would get the ball top of the key, and if they went to dribble right, there was always a guy there on his right to steal it. They dribble left, there was a guy waiting there. And I'm like, get closer to the basket. Not saying don't shoot threes. Get one of these guys in the post that way you can kick it out for 3. And you saw Vucevic as the game went on, they would dump it to him. He would just turn around immediately and kick it out. Now, Derek White was cold, whatever, but he was a recipient of some of those. And he did it over and over again. I marked it, 5 minutes and 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. I'm still screaming at the TV. But they drew up a play for Tatum around the free throw line. He steps back, he takes it, he misses it. But then they did it again with Jaylen Brown. Tatum gets a layup. And I'm like, yes, they're getting stuff inside. And guess what happens after that? Tatum's open for 3. Bang. I think Jaylen Brown might have hit one. Peyton Pritchard hits one on the corner. Bang. Tatum hits the game winner. Bang. All of a sudden, they're getting these one-on-ones that they've been looking for. And I was just frustrated on how they played the game, and they waited till the last minute to make the adjustment, to abuse this team on the inside and then go outside. I believe they attempted 10 shots inside the paint in the fourth quarter alone, and I think that was the difference in that game last night. And I just want to see more of that from beginning to end, and not when things get tight. Okay, let's play basketball now.
Right.
They waited too long, but they got it done.
All right, to back up your point, 17 turnovers last night for the team, for the Celtics. That's not a good look. 2 things, and we can probably touch on one right now. We'll touch on the other thing when we get back. But, Cerrone, what's going on with Derek White? Is it a confidence thing? What's going on? He's not the same player.
He's aiming. You know, you could see him a couple times hesitate, pump fake, try and get a dribble in before he shoots. And the ones he hit, he just caught it and threw it up there. I think he might have hit 2 threes or whatever it was. But he was making the difficult shots in the lane, which I didn't understand. But he's thinking about it. And we all see guys that get in that. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Guys going shooting slumps. But I don't think it's anything by the Sixers guards or anything like that. They're not making it hard on him. He's just kind of pressing and aiming right now, but he's got to figure out his way out of it. Peyton Pritchard, I thought, got going late. I'm glad that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But Derek White, once he finds his touch, the Sixers can't beat this team. And I always say the barometer of this team is Derek White and Peyton Pritchard. When those guys are on, you cannot beat the Boston Celtics. There isn't a team in the league that can beat them. The problem is having them be consistently on throughout a 7-game series. But I think he's going to get it going eventually.
Let's go to Matt, who's been holding for a minute. Matt, we appreciate you waiting. What's going on?
First to
Matt, you're breaking up.
Oh, you're breaking up.
And it looks like it says he's on the beach. If he is on the beach, that's probably the reason why. Matt, please try to call back, and thank you for holding. Cerrone, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, earlier you were talking about spacing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to you about Kada and Vucevic. Got to get to the bottom of something. We'll do that next. 9 Day 5, the Sports Hub.
I can love you better.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
If your girl only knew, huh?
She will probably leave
you alone. Welcome back, 98.5 The Sports Hub, Leroy and Cerrone Show. I'm Leroy Irvin. He is Cerrone Battle. If you're just joining us, I did ask at the beginning of the show for advice on how to do better with stress. I needed some advice. And, of course, we still got people calling in real quick. Let's see. Kylie in Warwick, Rhode Island. What's up?
Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
This is so funny. I never listen to the radio, and I happen to just, get into my car and hear you ask this question.
Appreciate it.
And I'm going to be that guy right now and say the thing that, nobody wants to do, or it seems like nobody wants to do, which is meditation. It's sitting with yourself when you get frustrated and stressed, because I think that the physical stuff is almost always kind of a coping mechanism, whereas if you're sitting and trying to attain silence in your mind when you're frustrated, particularly in those moments, and you move through it, the only way out is through. At least that's how it feels for me. So I wanted to share that. And I also know a book that is super just a great guide.
What's the name of the book?
It's called The Power of Now by Epoch Tolle.
Appreciate it, Kylie. The Power of Now. She's so right. I always felt better when I would at least say a prayer in the morning. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't been doing it like I should. The Power of Now. And when she was saying that, think about it. When you're frustrated watching sports, I know I do this. One of the things I do if I'm surrounded by people is I'm like, yo, y'all got to leave me alone. Just you
got to go get quiet.
Yeah, get quiet. Let me get focused. Let me get grounded. Let me take
what I thought she was going to say. She said the one thing no one wants to talk about. I was about to say, you know what it is. You got to put that phone down.
That's true.
That phone, I'm speaking to myself.
Yeah.
I'll speak for myself. That phone is the biggest waste of time and stress adder that in human history.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You be literally mad all day about something that has nothing to do with you.
Nothing. Let trolls and bots control how you feel because they don't like
why
something
am I
you say.
mad that these people are arguing about potholes in Nebraska? Yo, I'm at work they should have tore the street up.
Yep.
It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Robert,
but social media pulled me into other people's
it
problems.
Sure does. Robert, what's going on?
Hey there, Leroy.
What's up?
Here's my suggestion. When I was young, I used to think only wealthy people did this, but you can do it yourself. It's called nothing. Get yourself a lawn chair, folding chair, go out to a place where there's some sunshine.
Right.
Maybe it's in your yard. Maybe you can take a short drive to get there. But take that lawn chair out, sit in it, put the sun on your face, give yourself the power to enjoy just feeling the sun on you. Let your mind go away, meditate, pray, but allow yourself to do nothing.
Appreciate it, Robert. He's so right. A lot of us,
he might have won.
He might have won, and the reason why is because a lot of us feel, even if we're trying to find peace, is it postable? Is it social media worthy? And doing nothing isn't social media worthy, but it's good for your soul, good for your life.
One thing I would add to that real quick, that's one of the big differences of, where I'm at now compared to the Northeast. You realize the speed and pace of living, the closer you get to the Northeast. In Boston, everybody kind of feels like, or seems like, they can't sit still.
Yep.
I have to run here. I got to run the store. I got to go to the dry cleaners. I got to go do this. I got to do that. And when they come down this way, they're like, man, it's slow. And no one wants to really do anything. That's because down here, everybody's like, my goal is to do nothing. When I get off work. They spend thousands on things that help them do nothing.
Nothing.
The goal is I'm going to cut my grass. I'm going to do the yard so I can sit back there for the next 5 days and do nothing. And that's the difference in the mentality. But he's right. We got to get outside sometime and just say, you know what? You don't need aesthetic and all this other stuff. Just don't do anything.
Don't do anything.
Just go chill.
One more about advice, but they also have a Celtics take. Harris.
Yes, sir. One thing you can do is take up running. All you need is a pair of sneakers. It relieves stress. It's a good way to meet people. But the thing about doing nothing is the pounds kind of add up. You pack on the pounds when you do nothing. And you say you want to be healthy.
Yeah.
Picking up running, it changed my life. It'll change your life.
Appreciate it.
And quickly on the Celtics, Cerrone, you said it. You don't want to play with your food because I know you said Embiid is washed. Him coming back, if he comes back, is a problem that the Celtics don't want to find out about.
Appreciate it, Harris. Can I just add to what Harris said, Cerrone? Because I feel the same way you do about Embiid. I respect him. I'm not scared of him. But that Sixers team could feed off of the energy of him just returning. And that makes it a little bit, scary.
You know, my thing with Embiid is when it comes to the rest of the team, it's not him about him getting his. I think he can come back and get 25 and 12 rebounds. It's how he has to get it and what he does to their offense. And I've said this about him back when Ben Simmons was still all-star level and they had Jimmy Butler and they were supposed to do big things then. Everything stops for him. They can't run. Maxey and Edgecombe can't play with the speed and power and get up and down and Paul George on the wing. They can't beat you on the wings because now everything is let's slow it down so Embiid can get in the post and ISO and we all sit around and watch him. I think it's so much easier to defend. He slows the game down so much because he tries to get to the foul line a lot. He baits fouls. He draws fouls. He puts you in trouble. But his style of play and his demand of the ball takes the ball out of Maxey and Edgecombe's hands, which I think is it plays into the Celtics, and it always has. I mean, you think go back to when Al Horford was there, like, man, how come Horford's giving this man problems? It's because they're allowing him to just try and go one-on-one against a guy you can't move over and over and over again, and eventually he gets tired, he starts falling, and they won't. You need a head coach in there that's going to say, Embiid, we need you to set screens and play like Drummond. Just be a better version of Drummond. Instead, he's going to come in and act like I'm MVP. Give me the ball, demand the ball, and everybody else just stands on the perimeter and watches them, and that plays right into the Celtics' hands. And that will allow them now to just rotate Vucevic, Cater, and Garza and let them use 18 fouls on this man.
Right.
Slow it down, and it makes them a factor in the game. And Embiid's skill plays into the defense's hands. He get his, but everybody else comes up short. So I think that will be the problem if he returns.
Hey, Cerrone, speaking of bigs, looking at, and this was mentioned during the game a few times last night, but Kata and Vucevic specifically. Vucevic, 31 minutes last night, Kata 13. I know he got into foul trouble early, but you were talking about spacing. And the spacing seemed to be better when Vucevic was on the court. When we get back, can you just kind of elaborate on that and just tell us, who do you feel more comfortable with on the court? We'll do that next. 98.5 The Sports Hub. So 90s.
From the Town Fair Tire Studio, the game is on the Sports Hub.
Goes to the backhand and score! Two-hand slam!
Boston's home for sports. I love this team. 98.5 The Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
All right, the Celtics now have a 2-1 series lead over the Sixers after beating them last night, 108-100. Both Tatum and Brown dropped 25 points. Game 4 tomorrow night in Philadelphia at 7. The Red Sox got embarrassed by the Orioles last night, 10-3. Y'all know they gave up 6 home runs and 20 hits, but that's yesterday because today the Red Sox beat down the O's something ugly, 17-1. The NFL draft continues. The Patriots have 5 picks. We'll see what they do with them. The Revs take on Miami tonight at 7:30, and the Bruins take on the Sabres. Game 4 tomorrow at 2. Your Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Freedom Boat Club. Don't buy a boat this summer. Join Freedom Boat Club. I enjoy unlimited usage of boats at 21 prime locations from the North Shore to P-Town. Go to freedomboatclub.com today. I'm Leroy Irvin. Your next update is in an hour.
Diving effort. He's got a breakaway. To the backhand. Throws it in front. Coming to the spot. The Sports Hub. Two local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The
0985, we're still talking about the Celtics before we went to break. Cerrone, I asked you, and they talked about it last night. They said during the game, and I thought it was clear if you were watching it, the spacing on the floor seemed better with Vucevic on the floor for obvious reasons. He has more range. The defense they get drawn out because of him. Keita did get into some early foul trouble. He only played 13 minutes. But, Cerrone, what's your thoughts when it comes to the center position and who should, from here on out, maybe even start or at least be on the floor when things get tight?
Well, you kind of asking the wrong person because I've been telling you from the beginning who it should be. We had a conversation last week on the show going into the playoffs about that exact thing. I've always felt it should be Vucevic. He's the better player out of all the centers on the team. I understand Keita gives you energy, gives you a different effort. But, again, we saw him, Garza, majority of the season. They had these big games against certain teams or whatever. There's just some players that when the intensity picks up and when everybody's playing with hustle and everybody's playing with energy, now it comes down to, okay, what's your skill set? And he's out of position on offense. He's out of position on defense. Game 1, he played limited minutes because of foul trouble. Last game, the game was kind of out of hand, so he was able to do his thing a little bit. Last night, tight game again. Couldn't stay on the floor because he was offensive fouls, defensive fouls, screen fouls. He was fouling everywhere. He just seemed uncoordinated. Like, man, he can't get into a flow. But Vucevic, he might not have the athletic ability and the hustle and the energy, but some players in basketball, anybody that hoop or any sport, there's guys that are just really smart players, and if they anticipate well and know where to go, you don't need foot speed because I know the ball is coming over here. I don't have to react. I already know ahead of time. I'm not guessing. I know where I'm supposed to be on both ends of the floor. Stretches in that game, they would dump it to Vucevic. Without even making a move, he would find somebody in the corner open. Bow. It's a quick pass, overhead pass. He has a jump hook to his game. He can hit the three. He can hit the mid-range. He's been one of the better rebounders in the league for the past decade. He's an elite rebounder on both ends. Great touch around the rim. He's been an all-star before. And with this offense, he's their new Al Horford. He's the big man that can be big. I can be physical. But if you leave me open, I run that pick and roll and pick and pop at the top of the key, he's elite at it. And him and Tatum kind of have a chemistry there, like Tatum's had with all the centers. He knows how to get open. He knows how to find his spots. And there's a lot of times on that pick and roll, when they switch, he'll have Maxi Edge come on and post it under the basket. But the Celtics aren't used to dumping it down to a guy that knows what to do. So they ignore it. They reset and run it. So he ends up with a pick and pop instead. But he just has more versatility to his game. He's better around the rim with his hands. Great hands. He can catch the ball. He can swing the ball. He knows what to do with it. He can shoot. And he's a veteran. And he's a big body. Something you don't have to coach. And I think in this series especially, he's the guy you got to have out there. He just makes it flow for everybody else. And going forward, you're going to need all of them. Because you're going to, no matter who you play, it could be Karl Anthony Towns. It could be Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns. It could be Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. It could be Chet Holmgren and all the bigs they have out there in OKC. It could be Jokic. It could be Rudy Gobert. It could be any of these guys. You're going to need all of them. But with the starting five with this unit, I think it has to be Vucevic. And you saw it yesterday in stretches with his ball movement and shot making.
All right, let's go to the phones. Speaking of bigs, let's go to John in Boston. John, what's going on?
Hey, guys, I love your show.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm going to ask the question that so many people are asking. How come? What does the coach Missoula have against playing Luka Garza? I know that Vucevic needs to play. It's for obvious reasons that you just stated. But one of you just said you're going to need them all. I don't know why they're not folding him into the flow of the game the last couple of games.
Appreciate it, John. As far as Luka Garza, 4 minutes last night. Cerrone.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it. I thought Garza should have played. I thought he gives you a little bit more. What Vucevic does, he can stretch the floor. He can hit the threes from the top of the key. Good hands, good finisher. I don't know if they think he can't handle Drummond or whatever, but I think it stretches. You got to figure out a way to rotate all three of these guys in to keep them fresh and keep them going for the long haul. Look, by the time you get to the Celtics team makes to the finals, that's Father's Day. It's not even May 1st yet. You still got to go through a whole month and a half of basketball if you're going to play long. So I want to get all these guys in to kind of balance these minutes out. But not only, I'm glad he mentioned this, not only Garza, but I think at stretches, I think Gonzalez is perfect for this matchup. If Edgecombe and Maxey are doing what they're doing at the top of the key, give me the 19-year-old athlete with the massive hands and strength that can move his feet and show that he's an elite on-ball defender. Put that guy out there. If he burns 6 fouls, so be it. He wasn't going to play anyway. He did the same thing with Jordan Walsh. Walsh came in and they said he was a plus 18 because he was shutting guys down defensively. He didn't score, but he was a plus 18 last night because when he was out there, they didn't score.
Yeah.
So I think it stretches. If they got dominant guards, okay, you want to you're going to get a little bit of Derek White. You're going to get a little bit of Gonzalez. You're going to get the bigger body with Jaylen Brown. You're going to get Tatum on the switch. Well, I'm throwing everybody at these young guys. I'm not playing drop coverage. I'm going to make you fight for them baskets. And I think at times, Gonzalez should be out there picking up Maxey and Edgecombe full court just to make them burn energy and break a sweat so they don't have the legs to take those jump shots.
Can I just give this player on the Celtics some credit, too? I know it was a -5 with him on the floor. He played 12 minutes. Only 6 points. It felt like he had more. Shireman, man. Something about that man has no fear.
He's a hooper.
He played. That young man is balling. I got to give him some credit. And on the other side with the Sixers, man, VJ Edgecombe, he's turning into something, man. Even though towards the end of the game, he got a little tight himself, and you got to give Derek White some credit for playing some phenomenal defense on him. But so far, so good for him over there for the Sixers. Let's go to Brian in Manchester. Brian.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks for taking my call. Listening to you guys talk about the Embiid, I want to change my take, but I just wanted to say something. Watching the game last night with my wife who hates sports. So she's watching the game, and we're watching Peyton Pritchard in the fourth quarter, and her response is, "How is he good?" And I laughed, and I kind of explained his story to her. But he's definitely evolved in the last 3 or 4 years he's been with us. And I guess my question to you guys is, how valuable is he? Am I wrong to say wow, he's not number 1, number 2. I guess he's not number 3, but he kind of can play number 3. And last night, it's almost like when the guys aren't dribbling well, whether it's White, Brown, or Tatum, it's all right, get the ball to Peyton. And he just, it's like he takes over and just calms the pace down. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on Peyton? And lastly, Cerrone, listening to you about Embiid, listening to you last night about Embiid. I've been saying this about Embiid for the last 4 years. You make him your number 1, your team is not winning the finals. He'll get an MVP. He'll get a big parade for his MVP, but he ain't getting out of the second round. I couldn't agree more.
Appreciate it, Brian. When it comes to Peyton Pritchard, Cerrone, I think part of the reason why people who don't watch basketball or don't really care about basketball kind of dismiss him or wonder how he's able to play, they just look at his height. But you said this about Shireman, and this goes with Peyton Pritchard for sure. He's a baller. It does not matter. He keeps that dribble alive. He's a smart player. He knows how to use his body. He knows the angles. He knows how to make the cuts. He's a baller. And it sounded like, I think you were getting ready to say something about Embiid, Cerrone. If you do, I want to hear your thoughts also on Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, first with Pritchard, we've said this from the beginning. I'm giving you your flowers too. when he came out of Oregon. What you call him, Lil Pritchard?
Lil Pritchard, a wop bop a loo bop.
He was, was the Pac-10 Player of the Year. I think back-to-back seasons. He can play true point guard. He can be a hooper. The guy's playing the pro-ams, giving people 90. He is a hooper. When I say hooper, I mean he's the kid in school that have his backpack on, dribbling in the hallway. He can win a game of 21 in his boots with a sweater on. Wherever this ball, he gonna be there. And he loves to play basketball more than. But he's one of the rare guys in the NBA that loves basketball more than what basketball can give him. There's a lot of people playing in the NBA that want the money. They want the things. They want the fame. This dude, every time you see him, he's at some local park busting some kid that is out there. He ain't letting him win either.
Or he's teaching them.
He's teaching. Oh, he's in his driveway.
Yes.
Boom, 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 dribbling the ball. He loves to hoop. There's a very few guys like that in the NBA, but the Celtics, I think, have a few of those guys. That's why they're good. Tatum is a hooper. Shyman is a hooper. Peyton Pritchard's a hooper. Derek White. These guys just love to hoop. And it's a different thing for them. And I think that's a good thing for the Celtics. As far as Embiid is, I know the position's not the same. Joel Embiid is Carmelo Anthony. Joel Embiid is Tracy McGrady. Joel Embiid is Vince Carter. These are all guys with individual game that looks good for them. They get the numbers, they get the points, they get the popularity, but their game does not translate to championship basketball. It translates to, you see the 1v1 leagues, ISO stuff on YouTube. They're great ISO individual players, but they don't have an all-around team element to them. You never watched Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Carmelo Anthony and said, man, that was a great pass.
That's true.
That was a great rebound. You can't think of one. But all you can say, man, that was a good dunk. That was a tough fadeaway. That was a good ISO play. And you end up with four guys standing around watching. That's Embiid. You never seen Embiid make a great pass or make a great backdoor cut or something like that. Make a play for somebody else. Or play a two-man game with a good guard. He's an individual player, and that's why it doesn't translate to winning basketball. And like Carmelo, like Vince, like Tracy McGrady, they never really get past the second round of the playoffs because it just doesn't work out for him, and that's the problem with Embiid.
All right, let's take one more call before we go to break. Chris in Boston. Chris, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Great show. So I was thinking, I think Brown's game is better suited to lead the Celtics this year than Tatum's. And this is coming from, I was Jaylen Brown's one of his biggest haters. He frustrated me. I didn't think he was a playmaker or got other teammates involved, the dribbling off the feet, but he shut me up this year. His game has grown so much, and his style, how he led the Celtics this year, is better suited. The last two games, game 2 and 3, frustrated me. Like, the only difference between the loss and the win was, Tatum's missed 3 in late, which would have brought them up 1, and then Payne Pritchard fading back to hit a, buzzer beater 3. Like, that's the difference.
Appreciate it, Chris. We're up against it. We got to go.
Yeah.
I don't think that
we'll talk on them, too.
Yeah. And what was really frustrating about the game, too, I don't think it had to do just with Tatum or Brown. It had to do with 37 so-called three-point attempts not going in.
We'll touch on all of them.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next. Plus, we'll talk about the NBA overall. And then, of course, the NFL draft. The Patriots, they make their picks. They make their moves. We'll talk about all that and more right here on 985 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Welcome back, 985 The Sports Hub, Leroy and Cerrone show. George, I'm going to need that sound. Yes, we were talking about the Celtics, but round 5, pick 171 belonged to your New England Patriots. They have made their pick. I believe it's Cerrone, cornerback, Wake Forest. Cerrone, that's right down there in your neck of the woods. What's the word on this young man?
It's funny. I got to give Alex Barth his flowers. Another guy. I think he called the whole draft so far.
Dang.
Real quick. I don't want to lose him from this station. Mm-hmm. Alex Barth needs to be national doing this. I'm sorry. Alex Barth is one of the best people at doing this stuff I've ever seen in my life. His dude is good. He knows these guys. He knows them in and out. He's basically called and predicted their whole draft, and he's good at what he does. And, I know it's the right people out there listening. I know they listen to Alex. They know him. Barth needs to be on the 4-letter network ASAP. He's good at what he does. If not, in somebody's front office. This is ridiculous. But I'm serious. I mean, he needs to be working down in Foxborough, and I'm not talking with the media pass either. But he knows this stuff, and shout out to him. It's another guy he called. Cerrone Prutney, he's a cornerback from Wake Forest, kind of a big guy, 6'1", 6'2". He played at A&T for a little while. Shout out to the Aggies. He was All-American at Kansas as a freshman All-American, and then he was ACC. This year, Wake Forest, big corner, I think he ran a 4.39 40 at his pro day. He's a good player, physical guy, and he came in for, I believe, one of the 30 visits with the Patriots. So they got another guy off Alex's list, and they got an edge guy, they got the tight end, they got another corner, they got a tackle. They're getting all the positions that we all say were positions of need for this team, and they're addressing them. And these are players that people have talked about, and they went out and got these guys now. So shout out to them. All I need now is the running back from Clemson. You might know him, Randall. He's on Clemson. Leroy, we play in NCAA. Leroy's the one that Heisman like 5 years in a row with different players, especially out of Clemson.
All running backs.
All running backs from Clemson. But yeah, Randall is Adam Randall, I believe is his name, from Clemson. I would love to see him in a Patriot uniform. But yeah, shout out to Cerrone Prutney for being a Patriot, and I think these are guys you're going to see play a lot of football early on.
Few things. Number one, I don't think I'm going to win the title this year in NCAA, Cerrone, in this current season. Something.
Why is that?
It just don't feel right.
It ain't got nothing to do with Michigan, do it?
Shut up. I see you lurking. Number two, yes, we will be talking about the NFL draft, the Patriots, shortly, so don't go anywhere. And number three, we were talking about the Celtics before the news broke that Cerrone Prutney was picked by the Patriots. Let's go back to the calls. Al in Dorchester wants to talk about the Celtics lineup. Al.
What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Listen, you already hit on it, too. You're talking about the players, the young players that match the energy of the series. And we talked about, you said Hugo should be in there. But also, I'd like to see, Bill Scheinman play, but more of him, and also some Ron Hopper Jr. And less of Sam Hauser, because he's a defensive liability. And if he's not shooting a three, he's useless. But these younger players that the Celtics have match the energy of the 76ers. I'd like to see more of them.
Appreciate it, Al.
Yeah, he's right. He's spot on.
One more about the Celtics. Let's go to David O. in West Roxbury. David.
Hey, guys. How are you? Cerrone, we used to work together at BWSC.
What's going on, man?
How are you, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. Doing outstanding. Hey, I just want to say, your take on the Celtics, you sound like me talking to my wife watching the game. We need to get all the guys off the bench who are getting dust on them, for God's sake, and get them in the game playing.
Appreciate it, David. It kind of goes to what we were talking about the past 2 weeks, and shout outs to everybody that works at Boston Water and Sewer.
Shout out to all my guys over there.
Yeah,
that's
dope. That's really nice. Cerrone, remember I was like, you know what? Depth is something that this Celtics team has.
Mm-hmm.
And typically in the NBA, the rotation is shortened. Is that something that Mazzulla and this coaching staff should do? And now we're kind of seeing glimpses. Obviously, they're not going to go too deep into the bench. Is that a mistake?
He has to trust his guys. And it shouldn't be that hard because you trusted all these guys for the last 82 games. Yes, Jaylen Brown had a phenomenal season, MVP caliber season. It does not work if you don't trust Bear Shiloman to win you games, Jordan Walsh to win you games. What's the kid that they had at Simons early on before Vucevic got there? You trusted him in stretches to win you games. Garza, Neemias Queta, Peyton Pritchard had big games. All these guys had big games for you to get you where you're at right now, to get you in position to contend for a championship and hold the fort until Tatum comes back. You have to still kind of have that trust. And if you're feeling kind of funny about it, this is the greatness of having, this is the benefit of having Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. You can not play them at the same time and have one with one unit and one with the other. If you still want your offense to flow, okay, let me put Tatum out there. Let me go double big Neemias Queta and Garza with Jason Tatum up top with Gonzalez or somebody else or Jordan Walsh. You still have Tatum. If the shot clock's down, you need somebody to get you a bucket and be a playmaker. He's out there. Or if it's Jaylen Brown, you saw it with him all season. You got to figure out a way to get the guys that got you there, get them on the floor to help you win some of these games. You don't need them playing 40 minutes, but for a 5-minute stretch when somebody's hot, look down the bench and say, you know what, man? Hey, Gonzalez, man, come here right quick. Let me see something. Let me give me 2 minutes of playing Edgecombe or Maxey full court. I want to see you go all out. What can you do against these guys? And you might unlock something. You might get a big play here or there. He might give you the athletic burst. Yeah, he might make a mistake here or there, but you have to at least make an attempt and try to use your depth that got you to this point. Because, again, if you make it to the finals, that's mid-June. That's a long way from now, and you don't want guys getting burned out or losing their legs along the way. Figure out a way to incorporate these guys that got you here, and don't be Doc Rivers. Don't you dare pull a Doc Rivers and get to the NBA Finals and bench Tony Allen and bench Big Baby and bench Nate Robinson and bench Rasheed Wallace and bench all the guys that got you there. Stephon Marbury. Yeah, that was their bench, folks. That was their bench when they lost to the Lakers. And I'm going to go with the guys that got me here and end up losing. Don't do that. Use your team, use your strength, and you have to figure out a way to incorporate these guys on that bench in your rotation.
All right, 617-779-0985 is the number, the Leroy and Cerrone Show. We just mentioned that with the 171st pick in the 5th round, the Patriots selected Karan Prutney, cornerback, Wake Forest, ACC. Let's talk about the Patriots next. All right, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
battles, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
My priorities are my family and this football team, and in that order. And there's a balance there that I am going to create. And my family needs me this weekend, and that's where I'll be.
Oh, let me stop. 985 The Sports Hub. Leroy and Cerrone show. I don't know, Cerrone. I don't know if we should talk about that at all, because apparently it's not a story. It shouldn't be a story. I don't know. We should just
the fact that your head coach is not at the draft.
No, don't do that. I don't want to get kicked out of here. I don't want to be shut down.
Well, you said that. Ooh, it reminded me of the cat that's always in. What is that? What's the cartoon? Shrek?
Oh, Puss in Boots.
Yeah, there's always that cat like, ooh, he's always in the background.
By the way, I think it came out maybe 3-4 years ago. Man, that Puss in Boot movie.
2?
Is it 2?
Yeah, I think it's 2.
He's dealing with the wolf?
The big bad wolf, yeah.
One of the greatest.
It's fantastic.
Animation movies of all time. I went in there with my son thinking, yeah, all right, here we go. I'm going to fall asleep. I was on the edge of my seat.
When death came for him, and he's taking all 9 of his lives.
Oh, man. And he was truly, Puss in Boots was scared. Shooketh.
Had to get over his fear.
Before we talk about the draft, I hate leaving people on hold. We were talking about the Celtics, and Thomas and Franklin wants to talk about the bench. Thomas.
Wolfie, Hey, how's it going, boy?
What's going on?
I love listening to you guys. I love listening to you guys on Saturdays. I always, when I'm getting ready for work and driving in, you guys are a great change of pace.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
But on the Celtics, you guys are spot on, and some of these other callers are spot on about, let some of these kids play. I think the perfect example last night is Jordan Walsh. For a guy that scored 0 points to have a plus 18 in a game they won by only a few, I think that says it all right there. These guys might not be the flashiest guys. They're not going to go out and drop 30, but they make winning plays and they play winning basketball.
Appreciate it, Thomas. Hey, Cerrone, do you know where the idea of shortening, the rotation came from?
Probably something to do with analytics and something like along those lines. Because I grew up in an era where a good bench, a 6-man and a good bench, was championship basketball. Wasn't Andrew Toney the Boston Strangler? Wasn't he off the bench?
That's a great
Kevin McHale. Didn't he score 26 points a game off the bench? Manu Ginobili. Wasn't he off the bench?
Yeah.
Steve Kerr hitting shots for the Bulls off the bench.
Off the bench.
You got to have a good bench to win. That's how you do it. It's a change of pace. And then when you get in the fourth quarter, you mix and match the starters with the bench based on who got it going that day. You got to be able to blend it. Now you get to the playoffs and they say, we're going to roll with 6 guys. That ain't going to fly. Now you have to build a basketball team. And I know we can touch on the NBA a little later. Looking at the Houston Rockets-Lakers series, they got 5 guys that don't know how to play basketball. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Yep.
They double teams. Like, what do we do? How do we do? I don't know what to do. They blew a 6-point lead in 25 seconds because they don't know what to do. When you have a team with 12 guys that know what to do, you have to put them on the floor because that decision-making, the energy, the effort, all those things, and guys who are hungry to be in this situation will win a game for you because you get to this point of the season, it ain't about money and contracts and all that. You already got that. Now it's about winning and legacy. I want guys out there that's going to try and win this basketball game and risk knocking their teeth out on the court, Derek White, to win me a game. But you can't do that if you're only playing a couple guys. And use your bench. It's a strength of your team. Your depth is a strength. You have to use it in every round of this playoffs.
My apologies. I know I said that we were going to move on to the NFL draft, but people still want to talk about the Celtics. Let's go to Jeff in Hyde Park. Jeff.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys. Love you guys' show, man. I hate that I don't get you guys too often. My biggest thing I want to just get out there is I think we should run behind Jaylen Brown more than we should run behind Jason Tatum. I know Jason Tatum is the face of the franchise, but when we go to the basket and we run behind Jaylen Brown with the ball, we're more dominant than we are with just stepping back and shooting the threes.
Appreciate it, Jeff. He touched on two things, Cerrone. Number one, I think a lot of Celtics fans were concerned that they started looking like the old Celtics, especially in Game 2, when they threw up, what was it, 50?
51, I think it was.
13 for 50, which means they missed 37 threes. That was 26%. And we're like, oh, God, it's the three or die. And I was concerned about that. And then last night, even though they won, this is just my observation and just, you can let me know if I'm seeing things wrong. And it's been going on for a little bit, but the isolation, man, that one-on-one stuff is just like, oh, here we go again. It's starting to show up more and more and more. I'm concerned about that. I like seeing that ball move around, and it was moving around when JB was the focal point. Yes, he had his moments where he would hold on to the ball too and do a little bit too much and lose the ball, especially trying to go into defenders and whatnot. But are those concerns legit? The three-point shot, depending on it too much, and Tatum and Brown doing a little bit too much ISO dancing.
I see y'all gonna get me in trouble, man. I hate these topics because y'all
say it.
Y'all gonna get me in trouble. It's the opposite. We have about 3 calls so far saying the offense moves better when it's in Jaylen Brown's hands. Move better. We're better. We do whatever. He's the one turning it over.
That's true.
That left hand was looking like 2 years ago with the memes last night. He had 6 turnovers, and all of them were when he would try and spin or go to his left, or he would beat the first guy, but then there'd be a second guy either to his left or to his right. And it's a strategy they've done to Tatum, and the Lakers did it to KD or whatever. And the minute you would go put the ball on the ground to go left, Maxey or Edgecombe, who are crazy fast, would get a hand on it, and off to the races they go. It was his turnovers that kept the game in. He was the one. And in Game 2, you mentioned back to the ISO and shooting a ton of threes. He took the most threes in Game 2. He took 12 3-pointers. Jaylen Brown's at his best when he's not taking the threes, which he was last night. He didn't shoot a lot of threes last night. Game 2, he took 12. He led the team in turnovers. He was a -9 in Game 2. Tatum was a +1. Now, that doesn't mean if Tatum has the ball that Jaylen Brown is no longer in the play. And when I say that, Jason Tatum can work with the ball to get it to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's better at catching and shooting. On the move, backdoor, dunking on somebody. That's how Jaylen Brown needs to play basketball. They say the offense moved well for 82 games without Jason Tatum, whatever. They were dead last in assists. Jaylen Brown led the league in turnovers. They won in spite of all that. That's how they won basketball games. But he's a better player when he doesn't have to dribble. If Jaylen Brown's coming off that pick and Jason Tatum's hitting him and he's pulling up for that free throw jumper, oh my God, he's Hall of Fame level. When he's going backdoor and it's him versus center, we saw it in Game 1. He body bag, or Game 2, excuse me. He's that kind of player. But when Jaylen Brown has to dribble 35 feet away over and over, he's physically imposing, he's athletic, but he's not as fast as Maxey or Edgecombe. His dribble is not as fast, and his passing ability is not as quick. He doesn't anticipate well when he's passing the ball. Jason Tatum, on the other hand, doubling Tatum is a death sentence. He starts dribbling, and he's dribbling with his head up. He can beat you off the dribble without looking at you. And the minute the double team comes, he's hooking that ball to whoever's in those corners or cutting to the basket or he's throwing the lob.
Who did he do that to last night? He was in the lane, and he hooked that ball. The double came, and he
whipped it around.
And it was like, it was
great at that.
Yeah.
And he gets other guys going. That's why he leads the team in assists and rebounding, all those things. That's the difference between the two. They both can get their buckets. Tatum can make the other guys better. Jaylen Brown is he's better when he's a recipient of the ball. I always compared him to, I think he could be Dominique Wilkins. I think he has that type of ability to be Dominique Wilkins, but he can't be Magic Johnson.
So when you say Dominique, what do you mean?
Dominique, catch and shoot, say 15 feet down. He's unstoppable. He jumps too high on his mid-range, and then he's too physically imposing when he goes to the basket. You have to send him to the foul line. Shout out for JB for making all his free throws last night. He was money. That's the kind of guy he can be. And when he was at his best this season, at his MVP best, you would look at that box score, you would see 2, maybe 3 3-pointers and a bunch of free throw attempts and him getting downhill. If he does that, he can be finals MVP again. But dribbling from 30, 40 feet away against Maxey and Edgecombe and Paul George, that's not the move. And you saw it last night with the 6 turnovers. And in game 2, the 12 3-pointers. You're doing Philly a favor by taking 12 3-pointers. They don't want to see you taking Edgecombe in the post, and that's something I think he should be doing.
All right, let's take one more caller before we go to break. Paul in Falmouth. Paul.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. I'm really upset with the Celtics coach on this series. I feel the coach is making this a lot more difficult than it has to be for 3 reasons. Number one, you need to guard Maxey differently. You need somebody to be up in his face from one end of the court to the other. And when he gets closer to the basket or in, his end of the court, you need to double team. You look at what the Sixers do against Tatum and Brown. They double team those guys as soon as one of them gets the ball.
Appreciate it, Paul. When we get back, we got to touch on that. Is Missoula making this series tougher than it needs to be? We'll do that next. 98.5 The Sports Hub. It's that Heartbreak Hotel.
Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
I thought we competed. Obviously there's stuff that we can get better at. We had 17 turnovers. Gave up 13 offensive rebounds, miscommunications. But I thought I liked our competitiveness. I liked our poise. I liked how we just stuck with it. Came out of the second half. They went on a run. We managed that. I liked our togetherness, liked our poise, like our competitiveness, and just kind of made plays. And that's what you got to do. You got to make plays, and credit to everybody. Everybody that played tonight made a winning or big time play.
Wasn't me. Shaggy might be the worst friend in a song in music history. They were caught butt naked. And you talk about just say it wasn't me. Every time I hear this song, I'm like, come on, Shaggy.
Video don't lie.
It wasn't me. Unbelievable. 98.5 The Sports Hub, Leroy and Cerrone show. That was Joe Mazzulla. Cerrone, I have to be fair.
Okay.
Joe Mazzulla should, in my opinion, win Coach of the Year. The man did a phenomenal job. We all thought did any of us really think they were going to be second in the East? I'm not saying that they wouldn't, be a playoff team. I think a lot of us thought that. But
you can't see me. You can't see me raising my hand.
No, you thought they were going to. Well, okay, if you thought
roll
they were
the tape.
Okay, but if you thought they were going to be second in the East, you have to say part of the reason why is Joe Mazzulla. You got to give him credit, man. The man has done a phenomenal job this season, especially without Tatum. He coached his behind off.
Yeah, he did.
So we're not talking about the regular season. The question we're asking is if Mazzulla's making this series more difficult than it needs to be. Cerrone, is he?
Yeah. He's not learning from past mistakes. The Celtics lost the finals to the Warriors for one reason only. Mm-hmm. Drop coverage.
I saw you going off about that. Yes.
The greatest shooter in the history of the sport. And you're running pick and roll with them. They're running pick and roll and the guard's getting picked off. And you're going, it's one thing I hate about the pick. It's a common NBA thing. The way they defend the pick and roll is the dumbest thing in sports history in the current NBA. They all do it. It's a copycat league. You're chasing a shooter and you're running around the screen. So now the shooter has a clear look at the basket. Well, the center's man is the one setting the screen. So in this case, it's Vucevic. Or in the finals in 22 was Al Horford. You see Steph come off the screen and you back up to the free throw line and he's got a wide open,
right?
He could check the wind and the barometric pressure and take a three from the top of the key. And they would not make Al Horford come up because it's like, well, if he comes up, then Draymond's going to roll to the basket. Let Draymond roll to the basket. I'd rather have Draymond roll 66 times than Steph Curry take a wide open three at the top of the key. And this year, you're seeing Maxey use that same screen from Drummond, and Vucevic or Cater, doesn't matter who it is, they're dropping back. And Maxey's getting that leaning three he takes, and when he's hitting it, they're in trouble. And I'm screaming at the TV to come up. I don't care if Drummond catches it at the foul line in the paint. You live with that. Now your rotation's got to be better. Or how about this? Don't go around the pick. Fight through it. Make him shoot over you and the pick man. Mm-hmm. If you're hitting that contested shot from that far away, so be it. You deserve to win this series. But nobody adjusts, and I hate that. That drop coverage, they might win this series. You do that against James Harden, they will go home. You do that against Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, both of them together, you will go home. Like last year, you do that against Jalen Brunson, what happened? You went home. Stop doing that drop coverage. It does not work. It does not benefit you much. Now, against the Knicks, you might play it different because Karl Anthony Towns is the one you got to worry about. But if it's Andre Drummond,
right?
Come on, man. I don't care if he's wide open. Okay, he hit them threes in the corner. He ain't going to do nothing in that paint. He never has, even at his best. I'm letting him do his thing, and I'm taking the ball away from those guys. Or I'm having Jaylen Brown defend him, and if they set that screen, hey, Brown, man, fight through that. Get to him. Don't chase him around because he's faster than you. And one other thing. When Maxey shoots a three, which way does he step? He always steps to his left. He even does it in his New Balance commercial. He dribbles and he takes like that travel side step and he always goes to his left. Why you got the man sitting on his right? Over and over and over. I can see it from the couch. You're sitting courtside. How many times you going to let him cook you like that before you say, yo, let's double team this dude. Let's see if he can pass the ball. Let's do what they're doing to us. Let's trap this guy, turn him into a true point guard. And if it doesn't work out, we're going to keep doing it until he figures out how to play point. But I think there's adjustments that it's a stubbornness. And I think we've said this about Mazzulla in the past. I think he gets stubborn with a lot of stuff. It's going to work. It's going to work. I'm not going to change it. The media's not going to make me change or whatever it may be. He gets real stubborn. And I think they can win this series with that. But there's going to come a time, there's going to come a matchup where he's going to have to change. And I keep saying he's got 22 assistant coaches. Somebody got to look over there and say, hey, man, this ain't working. Do something different. And don't be scared to challenge him and say, yo, let's try something else. And I think his stubbornness is making this series harder than it has to be in a small little adjustments, and they'll be fine. But, yeah, I think sometimes he does make it really hard on this team.
All right, we're going to take one more call before we go to break, and I really, really, really love this call for 3 reasons. Number one, this person called in. You got to appreciate that. Number two, they are from the town of Belmont, which I have, my heart's there. Even though, I ain't going to say no names, but I've been trying to go and read to the kids in Belmont. I can't get a response. I don't know what's going on. I went and did the whole the Corey check and everything. And then the third reason why.
They didn't find them, did they?
They didn't find nothing. I'm clean. Clean as the board of hell.
Don't let them in here with them kids.
And the third reason why is because Bob wants to show love. Bob, what's going on?
All right. Thank you, Leroy. Maybe I can help with the Belmont thing. I called. I want to compliment you guys are really good. Cerrone knows more basketball than any radio host in the city. And you've got the courage to say what you said. I'm not putting down Jaylen Brown, so please let me finish my thought. There's been an effort over the years to diminish the worth of Jason Tatum. Now there's an effort to say that we've got to run the offense through Jaylen Brown. And Cerrone, you answered that fantastically. A lot of people would never, even if they knew that or felt that, wouldn't say it. Jaylen Brown's a fine player. He's never going to be a number one on this team. He's a 15 to 20 player. At the beginning of the year, I had him maybe 17 or 18, but the kind of year he had, maybe he's a 15 or 16. Tatum is a number 5, top 5 player, in my mind, a top 3, but at least a top 5. So no matter how many times you say it, Brown is not a better player than Jason Tatum.
Appreciate it, Bob. We got to take a break. But Cerrone, is it me? Even though I'm a grown man and I do not know Bob, sounded like he was an older gentleman. I felt like, I got to be respectful. Like,
yeah, that's how you were raised.
Tighten up. Shut up.
Yeah. You sit up straight in your chair.
Sit up straight and let this man speak. Don't you interrupt him.
Don't say nothing.
Shout outs to Bob.
That's right.
We'll talk more after this break. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
This is Boston's home for sports. Touchdown! The flagship station of the Patriots ruined the Celtics. WBCFM and HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Leslie Media Group station celebrating 65 years of broadcasting. Sports Hub headlines.
The Celtics now have a 2-1 series lead over the Sixers after beating them last night, 108-100. Both Tatum and Brown dropped 25 points. Game 4 tomorrow night in Philly at 7. The Red Sox got embarrassed by the O's last night, 10-3. They gave up 6 home runs and 20 hits, but that's the past. We're talking about today. Moving on to today. The Red Sox tore up the O's 17-1. The NFL drafts, the Patriots today. Round 5, pick 171, Karan Prutney, cornerback from Wake Forest. Shout-outs to the ACC. The Rebs taking on Miami tonight at 7:30, and the Bruins will take on the Sabres. Game 4 at 2 tomorrow. Let's see. Your Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Coors Light. Be game ready with ice-cold Coors Light. When the mountains are blue and the puck drops, it's game time. Coors Light, official partner of the Boston Bruins. I'm Leroy Irvin. Leroy and Cerrone will be right back.
Are you actually coaching the game, or it's just that is? I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston Talk Sports here.
What do we got?
Sports. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I couldn't imagine cheating, right? And then my business being put all out there. If I woke up and found out that my business was out there, that's the noise I would make. I'll go, You hate this song, Cerrone?
Man, that baby lullaby thing in the back, it's so stupid. Whoever put the green light to that should have been thrown out of the studio. Like, yeah, that's it right there. You got that little chime.
Yo, what's a song
song
everybody loves that you hate? And this is one of them.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't stand Nicki Minaj's
all of it.
What's it?
Can't stand Nicki Minaj. Stop
Starships. Starships were meant to like get this crap out of Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Garbage.
Anything the Black Eyed Peas released back then, I was out on all that.
Oh my God! But everybody loves it.
I'm gonna say the Atlanta music scene since 2020.
Stop it.
All of it.
Since
Future.
2020?
Since 2020.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, before that, are you kidding me? Dungeon Family till I die.
Yeah.
But it was 2020.
My son,
I think Future is a complete garbage mess.
My son Leroy, aka Man, shout outs to him. I didn't understand Young Thug at all, the whole movement. But then
I still don't.
Nah, my son, he got me hip. And now Young Thug's one of my favorite artists.
You want
Like
that?
a boss.
Anyways.
You ain't playing that NBA young boy, are you? Ain't out there cutting up.
No, I ain't cutting up. We got to do the entertainment report. I'm going to make it quick because people are calling in. They want to continue to talk about the Celtics. They want to talk about the draft. And we got less than an hour to go. Anyways, we talked about this last week. Amazon Prime. I'm not talking about the Celtics game last night. I'm talking about Invincible and The Boys. The season finales went down. And Cerrone, I don't know if you saw both, but I
haven't watched The Boys yet.
I was disappointed in both.
I ain't seen The Boys yet.
What about Invincible?
I haven't seen none of The Boys' new season yet.
Really? How'd you feel about this?
I've been watching everything else.
How about the season finale for Invincible?
Yeah, I thought the entire episode was boring.
Thank you.
And the last 5 minutes was a huge snap moment, though. I don't want to spoil it. I don't know how to answer that question he asked him, man. That's tough. That's tough.
Moving on, we talked about this also. Word is that Dave Chappelle will be bringing back the Dave Chappelle Show, but we've learned more. He'll bring it back apparently if Eddie Murphy will take on the role of his brother, his late brother. Eddie Murphy apparently is the one that convinced Dave Chappelle to at least think about bringing the show back. If Eddie Murphy ends up on that show,
it's going to break records.
You know, SNL, some of their biggest episodes in recent years has been when Dave Chappelle has hosted and when Eddie Murphy showed up. If you can get them on a show together, aka the Chappelle Show, it's going to be crazy. I'm already laughing. They ain't told the joke yet. He need to bring them puppets out that he had in that documentary.
Oh yeah,
now, that would be funny.
The Richard Pryor,
right? And finally, we talked about this too, and we caught some heat from some people for playing Michael Jackson music last week. But the Michael movie is out. Cerrone, I am absolutely baffled how the critics have given it such low reviews. And then the fan reviews
was like 98%.
On the total opposite. And word is, I don't know if this is a fact, but I've been looking around, and you can't really trust anything on social media or the internet. You got to check like 3 or 4 credible sources before you go into anything. But apparently, this movie is about to break records. Like, they're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars just on opening weekend.
To that point, we were supposed to go yesterday. And it was like, we're not going to go because I had Celtics post game. Going to go last night.
Dedicated.
The other day, we were looking for tickets for Friday. And on the Fandango, there's a star in the seat if it's taken. Every single theater in the Triangle area was just full of stars. You only had seats on the front row.
Wow.
This was Wednesday night looking for Friday. And they were mostly sold out. It was like one seat here or there. And I'm like, okay, I haven't seen this happen in a really long time. In some of the theaters, some of the bigger theaters, like South Point, AMC South Point, is playing every 15 minutes. And they all were sold out every 15 minutes. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But one thing I'll say, I just saw this early and I had to check for myself. The Man in the Mirror movie with Flex, where it's like a terrible, terrible, terrible Michael Jackson film.
Really bad, yeah.
It's higher rated on Rotten Tomatoes than this movie. And the reason is because it only focuses on the drama. So people wanted drama. So because it didn't have drama, the ratings are low. We wanted to see the T. No one want to see that T. We want to see Michael dance. But Man in the Mirror had a 39% on Rotten Tomatoes. And this one at one point was at 23% on Rotten Tomatoes? Yeah.
Wow. And that's your entertainment report. We appreciate it. Let's get back to sports. Celtics. Phone lines are going. 617-779-0985. Let's go. Who's been on the longest? Let's go to Stanley in Taunton. What's up, Stanley?
Gentlemen,
what's up?
How are you?
Doing pretty good.
You are having a good week.
You too.
By the way, the Invincible series, man, I can't wait. I just got into it a couple years back like you guys. I think it's a good series. Not trying to promote the show on this show, but realistically, let's talk about this. Joe Mazzulla is going to be the winningest head coach in his short period of time being a Celtics head coach. I'm going to tell you why, and why it's important for them to win the championship this year, what's at stake. If Mazzulla wins the championship this year, he will be in the same company as Red Auerbach, Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich, having a 72% winning percentage after this year. And right there cements himself as one of the greatest Celtics head coaches of all time, even though he has the demeanor of Bill Belichick. I'm going to say this right. Come on now.
Appreciate it, Stanley. You know what? Stanley's got a point there, Cerrone. I think his demeanor does play a role in how people perceive him as a coach, too.
But
right or wrong?
Right or wrong. Absolutely. One thing I would say, though, it helps like those guys. I got to give him, I can't hold that away. My comparison to him is Eric Spoelstra. It helps when you have 2 All-NBA guys at their prime in their 20s. It makes it so much easier. And the reason I'm not taking too much from him or giving him too much, he's kept things afloat and he's got a championship. You can't hold that. The man won a championship. Got to give him his credit. Brad Stevens was winning 50 games with these guys. Ime Udoka was winning 50 games and getting to the NBA Finals with these guys. The common theme is Tatum and Brown. We didn't know anything about Mazzulla, but we knew no matter who the new head coach is going to be, they were going to win 50-plus games because of these guys. Now, we were surprised this season, how was it going to be when you didn't have one of those 2 guys? But you still had good players around him. Guys stepped up. He coached his behind off. This, to me, is his finest coaching job of his career. But the overall, he has more 50-win seasons than Spoelstra. Spoelstra had LeBron and D Wade to start out, so he was the man from jump. But as time goes on, Popovich, when he didn't have Tim Duncan, he fell off the face of the earth when it comes to winning basketball games. It didn't look the same. Phil Jackson was like, yeah, Jordan left. He's like, I'm out. He just left. I'm going to broadcast booth. Pat Riley had to dip out of L.A. Nope, this ain't where Magic left him out.
He found Kobe and Shaq.
Then he finds Kobe and Shaq, and all of a sudden teaching everybody about Zen. Talent plays a huge part in it, and Mazzulla walked into a situation as a first-time head coach, young man, with 2 all-NBA guys in their 20s, in their prime, with veterans around them. You see what I'm saying? You got Al Horford, you got Drew Holiday and all that stuff. And it's not all your job now is don't mess it up. That's what you got to do. Don't pull a Doc Rivers and ruin a good thing. Doc ruined it for the Clippers. He ruined it for the Celtics. He ruined it in many situations. Just don't get in the way. And I think at times he gets in the way of something that could be very easy and smooth, where he could be sitting there with his legs folded like Phil Jackson, just rocking people. But he kind of gets in the way when it's like sometimes you can. I say it like this: sometimes you can overcoach.
Oh yeah.
Let them hoop. You got the talent out there. They know what they're doing. Let them hoop, a little correction here or there, and you'll be fine.
I still kind of cringe when I see him running up and down the court.
He doesn't because he doesn't have to.
Yelling, get back on D. Like, I think they know to get back on D.
Put him in, but that's why I always say, man, put these NBA coaches back in the suit. You put him in a couple $1,000 suit, he ain't running around on that sideline. He gonna sit there with his legs folded. Wow. He look too good. He don't want to tear his suit.
Let's go to Proco in Peabody. Proco.
Guys, good afternoon. Thanks for having me. I just wanted to chime in on the Tatum Brown thing, and I think you're spot on with the head coach this year. He's done a hell of a job. I think my eyes are playing games on me, but for the past 3 years, I've been watching both Brown and Tatum. And if I'm picking sides, first guy I pick is Brown, with all due respect to your previous caller, Bob, which is fine. Everybody's got a good opinion, but I'm watching Brown this year, and I think because of the way they played with Brown, the bench looks better. They got more time. And like I said, if I'm picking, and I'm 69 years old, I'm an old guy. So if I'm picking teams, I'm picking Brown first.
Appreciate it, Proco. Cerrone, why are we still trying to break them up, low-key? Because when Tatum came back this season, one of the things, even though Tatum was still trying to get his, legs under him, I was just like, man, they look good together.
Yeah.
Why
They've
does
only
it
lost
have
3
to be
games, I think, together?
So why does it have to be one or the other?
It's Boston.
You got that. Yeah, you're right.
It's that we come on now. It was Brady. Is it Brady or Belichick? We did that for 2 decades.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like they're not even on the field together. That's like what? It's like you had 2 quarterbacks. Like one's a head coach. Why is it got to be one or the other? But that's new Boston. Because old Boston didn't. I might be. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was there beef between McHale and Larry Bird when McHale was getting 26 a game in '86?
It could have been, but I don't know. I don't know.
They both were getting 26 a game the same season.
I was watching,
and no one said McHale. I think McHale better than Bird. No one said that.
So I was watching a documentary. Was it the HBO one about the Celtics?
Yeah, there was a little bit of that back in the '60s.
Was it with Max and somebody else? There was.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
There was.
I seen the documentary. I'm trying to figure out which part you're talking about.
I've got to watch it, and I believe it played a role in them moving on from Max. Oh, what was it? Dang. But that's like one example, maybe, because I don't even have it clear. But you're right. I can't think of any other example where
the only other example I could think of, what I thought you were going to go to. In the 60s, Bob Cousy was the one in the commercials. He was the ad man. He was in the magazines. He was the sexy guy.
Yeah.
And it was like, Bill Russell's got 30 points, 18 blocks, and 56 rebounds. Like, what are we doing here? But it was a back and forth. But Cousy's point was like, nah, that dude, he's the man.
Right.
But, the times were different. But that's the only thing I can think of. But modern Boston, who was better? Was it Ortiz or Manny? Was it Schilling or Pedro? It's that's what we do when we run out, especially when a team is good. We start arguing about the team head to head. When the team is bad, it's like we just try to figure out which one you're going to trade away and get rid of. But I don't know why we put those 2 guys together. And a lot of times when people bring up Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's a better player. No one ever says how or why. They just said, looking at it, he's a better guy, but can never explain why. And when you say Jason Tatum, it's looked at as you're being a hater of Jaylen Brown. It's very LeBron-like. When you say LeBron's not the greatest player, he's the second greatest, you're mad. Like, I'm saying he's the second best player in the history of the sport. It's not a knock against the guy. He just ain't better than Jordan. Saying Jaylen Brown is not better than Tatum is not a slight at Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum, I think, is the best American basketball player in the country. He's the best. He's better than Ant. He's better because he has an all-around game. He is elite across the board. And he's 6'10" with 6'10" arms. Being a bigger player is an advantage. He is more skilled and it looks easier to him. So it comes off as, he's not really trying. His demeanor's, no, it's easy. He don't need 19 dribbles to get by anybody. Jaylen Brown worked to get to where he's at. He put in the work and got better. But all in all, no, he's not, man. He's not better than Jason Tatum, and it's not a knock on him. He's a great player, but he's not better than Jason Tatum.
Man, I love these conversations so much that I forgot to look at the clock. We're very, very late. When we get back, Cerrone, it's only right we have to touch on the NFL draft. We'll do that, plus more of your calls, and maybe even touch on the NBA some more. And Bruins fans, I didn't forget. I got to show y'all love because y'all showed us love last week by telling the truth. We'll do that next. 9-5 The Sports Hub.
local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
What will you be missing without Mike?
The stability of him as a person. Some of the leadership, some of the presence. He does a nice job for us with the undrafted players. Obviously, he's a tremendous recruiter. So that's maybe something that we'll be missing. But again, we're very confident in the people we have with the process. The assistant coaches have done a tremendous job, as have the scouts, preparing for day 3, and we're excited about it.
All right, welcome back. 98.5 The Sports Hub, Leroy Irvin, Cerrone battle. I got a few things I need to say. Number one, this has nothing to do with the draft. But Cerrone, I set a personal record in the gym on the bench.
What did you do?
I threw up 275.
This guy, I don't think I can lift my own body weight.
275. I'm trying to get the 300. I might have to enter
this guy,
the NFL Combine.
Jim Jupiter.
Number two, I just got to say this concerning the whole Mike Vrabel thing. A lot of people have been extremely defensive about this. And one of the things that has been said is that, listen, hey, it's a personal matter. And that we really shouldn't care. And that it doesn't have any impact of what's going on the field. And, you just hear that clip. And it's like, listen, y'all. No. Sometimes personal matters, especially as a public figure, especially when you're dealing with a team, especially when you are the leader of that team, sometimes personal matters are going to have an impact on your professional career. Mm-hmm. Mike Vrabel is not at the draft today. He's not there. We've heard reports of he's just not the same person the past 2 weeks or so. That's in a professional setting. Mm-hmm. So can we finally just I get it. It's ugly. It is a private matter, but it's also having some impact on the professional side of things. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
Not
I just wanted to get that out the way.
I saw a thing today, kind of hate to cross sports a little bit. You see, Meg the Stallion put a thing out with Klay Thompson.
I seen that. Yeah, come on, Klay.
His off the field stuff, and they're like, "Oh, no wonder Klay couldn't hit no shots. He was dealing with that." That personal stuff sometimes will cross over into your professional setting, your performance, how you carry yourself, all those things. The fact that your head coach is not at the draft. There are players getting drafted by the New England Patriots. He ain't on the phone.
I can just tell you factually, he has not been the same.
It's you get a call for the Celtics, even the Patriots. Elliot Wolf, you're like, man, I want to hear the coach. No disrespect to Wolf. I mean, he's doing a fantastic job, by the way. But normally you talk to the head coach and you talk to the owner.
Right. And you know why that's important, Cerrone? It's the first step in building a relationship.
Yeah. He called me that day.
Yep.
I talked to the coach. I talked to the owner. I talked to everybody. I can't wait to shake. Is he going to be there when they all fly in tomorrow or Monday to take their photos and hold the jersey up and all that stuff? And the head coach won't be there? That's affecting the game. That's affecting football. That's something that this draft class is going to remember forever. My head coach was not there that day because of personal issues, personal things that he was dealing with. It's crossed over to football. How long is he going to be out? Is this going to be a thing going in the mini camps and all this stuff? We don't know, but yeah, man, this stuff does affect your team. It affects your locker room. It puts more work or strain on the assistants and these other guys. You understand they hire great people around them to take over. But yeah, I mean, again, for those saying this is not a big deal, they're the same people that called in talking about Brady's trainer for 2 years. Who cared about the trainer? But we talked about it forever because we thought it could spill over to possibly on-field stuff. This is more of a serious situation, and it's absolutely crossed that threshold of, oh, this is affecting football now. Now we're at the point, and today is only the beginning. We don't know what's to come from this as it goes on further.
Man, we just running up against it. We must be having a good time. 617-779-0985. We got to take a quick break. When we get back, Cerrone's thoughts on the picks so far. And then, your calls. People are still calling in about multiple things.
It's a quiet draft weekend, isn't it?
Well, that's another. I'll just say it now.
Quiet. People ain't even calling about it.
I'll ask the people too. I thought it was just me. Something feels off about the draft this year. It doesn't have that shine like it used to. Is it just me? It's just, I don't know. Maybe because it's in Pittsburgh. Who knows? Anyway, 617-779-0985 is the number. We'll be right back.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
With the 28th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Caleb Lemieux, tackle, Utah.
All right, welcome back. 98.5 The Sports Hub, Leroy and Cerrone show. Cerrone, check this out. So Caleb Lemieux can be picked, right?
Yeah.
And he does a dance, right? And that dance could be a topic of discussion on social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought, so we can talk about that, but we can't talk about
Here goes dancing.
I'm trying to make, understand a few things. Again, 617-779-0985 is the number. There's a multitude of people waiting to talk about a multitude of things. We'll get to them in a second. But Cerrone, I feel like I need to fall back because there's something you want to say. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to fall back. But then after that, just your thoughts on the draft so far.
What would you feel about a draft pick if this was his backstory? Is what your coach is going through. Would you feel different about that draft pick?
Yeah, people would be saying,
they'd be using
character issues
and everything else, and the kid would slide 6 rounds because of off the field character issues. Keep the same energy. That's all. That's all we're saying is keep the same energy as you will with a player, a owner, front office people, reporters, everyday life. Friend of yours, what would you say?
That's true. What
would you say?
It's a good question, but I don't think a lot of people are willing to be honest about that, honest about the answer.
He wouldn't let them use your car.
Oh, snap.
Nah, bro, I got to go get some tires.
Hold up, Cerrone. The Pats pick is in. George, do the honors, please.
With the 196th pick in the NFL Draft, round 6, the New England Patriots take offensive tackle Demetrius Crownover from Texas A&M.
Cerrone, I'm guaranteeing you know more about this player than I do, but what I will say is the offensive line, obviously with the Patriots, has been an issue, and they're doing what they need to do to deal with that issue. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
And so
Cerrone,
just from top to bottom so far, just what's your thought about the players that the Patriots have picked up?
I think they've had a decent draft. I mean, it's where there's no head scratches. Like, what are they doing and what's going on here? I think, first of all, Lemieux, I think a lot of people thought he was going to be gone before the Patriots picked the 31. And the fact that he was there and they said, we're going after him. And you talk about pinning players against each other. Within 8 minutes, it was like, he should be battling Will Campbell for left tackle. It's like, no. He's brought in to replace Morgan Moses, the old guy. He's going to be a right tackle. Big kid, 6'6", crazy athletic. I know the knock on him is he's not a nasty player. He's not physical, whatever, but he's a good player. He's very, very athletic. He's probably the most athletic offensive lineman that was in the draft there, in the combine, whatever. He kind of has tight end skills, too. He's really, really big player. No arm issues here. He's a massive young man. That's a great pickup for them. And, look, it addresses a need. We've all talked about the offensive line and all those other things. And they went after that first. I wanted them to go for edge first. But when they got Gabe Akers, I'm not mad. I compared him to James Harrison last night. Not as strong, but he's a good player. Former wrestler. He can wrap up, got good hands. He can tackle. Last year's Super Bowl, a lot of plays where guys were getting out of the backfield and missed tackles and guys getting out of their grasp. I don't think anybody's getting away from this dude. He's a strong young man. I think he had 30 reps on the bench. Leroy, that's your new target right there. You got to get 30 reps at that 226 so you can get in the combine. Really strong player and a good player going forward. And my favorite pick of the whole thing was Eli, I keep messing jacking his name up, Reardon from Notre Dame.
Tight end?
6'6" tight end, right, Reardon. How you say it? I don't want to mess this up. But
I'll mess it up too.
6'6" tight end from Notre Dame.
It does have that extra syllable.
He's crazy athletic, great hands, physical guy, had I think the biggest question you're going to hear about him a lot during training camp is injury history. I think his knee, I don't know if it shows right or left, but he hurt his knee twice in his college career. But he's got good hands, playmaking ability at tight end, something I thought this team needed badly. Was a good young tight end that can get open and get downfield. He didn't get in the end zone a lot. When you play with Jeremiah Love, he getting the ball inside the 5. But he made a lot of big plays to get that team downfield. I think he's a guy that you can see play a lot early for this team. And to go along with the other picks the other guys they've added, with Reggie Gillen being a fullback and Julian Hill, the tight end they picked up from the Miami Dolphins, who's a run blocking tight end, they're trying to be physical. They're going to be a really big team going in. Lamo, 6'6", Raven, 6'6". You pick up Gillen, you add a fullback to this team. You add Vera Tucker to this team. You're adding the kid they just drafted, the tackle from A&M. Big bodies. They're trying to be a physical offense, and most likely they're also going to add A.J. Brown on the outside, who's probably one of two, him and Metcalf, the most physically imposing wide receivers in football. You're going to have a team that's going to have a bunch of big guys out there. And we saw that last season that they had a lot of finesse to them, but they didn't have a lot of physicality. And they've gone in the direction of being physical. Even the tight end they picked up from Wake Forest, 6'2" tight end that runs a 4.3. Cornerback, 6'2" tight end that runs a 4.39 40. Big body, long arms, athletic. They're trying to be a physically imposing team, and I'm here for it because I think that's how you win football games. There has to be a nastiness to them. Your head coach had that when he played, and I think that's the direction they're going in, and I can't be mad at it. But a lot of these picks are not so much for right now today because there was a team that was in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Good free agent class. This is a team building for the long term. You got a lot of young pieces. You're just adding to that. And I think they've done a good job in this draft so far.
All right, 617-779-0985 is the number. Let's try to get through a few calls. Again, people are all over the place with things that they want to talk about, and that's a beautiful thing. Let's go to Paul in Rhode Island. Paul.
Hey, thank you, my man.
What's going on?
You boys are the best. You guys are the best.
Thank you.
And I like your show. I always listen to your show in the afternoon.
Appreciate it.
I'm a little I'm calling your show. I'm a little disturbed that the commissioner comes out to promote a international player and doesn't show up for the other players that are, they came and their moms and dads paid all this money for the academies, like basketball, like hockey.
Appreciate it, Paul. I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't see it, but if that is what happened, Cerrone, I mean, they're trying to expand the game. They're trying to make an impact in other countries, so it makes sense. But I don't think anyone's going to hold that against them.
No, but it's like we were saying about the NBA and the prime, the broadcast team. Sometimes everything ain't just for you. Yep. It's not just for us. They got a bigger audience in mind. They got a target audience that likes what they do.
Yep.
You hit the nail on the head. He's trying to reach. He got us. They don't need to do that for us. We'll throw money at the NFL left and right, even if our team got one win. He's trying to get people in other countries, other nations to do the same thing, and they'll own the world if they can do that.
One more call before we go to break. Jeff in Manchester. Jeff.
Hey, you guys. I love you guys. Wise beyond your years. I just wanted to. You had said something about Max that you couldn't remember. You were trying to figure out what his falling out was.
Yes.
I remember. So he got into it with somebody, and that somebody was Red. He got into it with Red, and they ended up shipping him off to San Diego when they brought Walton over.
Do you know what it was over? What were they getting into it about?
He felt that he was a Finals MVP.
Yep.
And he wasn't really getting. It wasn't a big deal compared to today. But he felt that he didn't have to go to like a spring training thing or like a. He didn't have to go show up for something at the beginning of the year. He felt he was a little bit of and Red. He got under Red's skin.
Appreciate it, Jeff. I got to look that up and do my research.
But that's what he just said. Did anybody say Well, Max is Finals MVP. He's the best player on the team.
Right.
You see how that? See what I'm saying? Like it's happened before where the best player wasn't Finals MVP. Andre Iguodala. No one said Andre Iguodala's better than Steph.
That's right.
But in that moment, at that time, that day, he was the better guy.
Yeah, you're right.
But no, we use it. Oh, that's it. He's Finals MVP. I think Dennis Johnson was Finals MVP before. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead, man.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we get back, the players call, and we got 2 more callers waiting. I promise I'm going to get you on. Plus, Bruins fans, I didn't forget about you. Oh, I'm going to show you love. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Welcome back, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Leroy and Cerrone show. We don't have a lot of time, so let me go right to the phone, Cerrone. Chris in Eaton wants to talk about Shimon now. What's up, Chris?
How you guys doing? Listen, quickly, I saw the Michael Jackson movie on Thursday.
Okay.
And honestly, the reason the critics hate it and audiences love it is half the movie, all it is just recreations of famous live performances. Like the whole movie is like them doing ABC on Ed Sullivan, or Michael doing the moonwalk, the Billboard, or the Motown Billboard special, or Michael singing Bad at Wembley Stadium. Like, that's the movie. There's like maybe a little bit of a storyline of Joe Jackson being a controlling brute and Michael, giving toys to kids in hospitals, but there's like not much of a storyline, not much insight, not much character development. It's just recreations starring an actor who looks, sounds, and dances exactly like him. So if you want to see that, you'll be very entertained.
Appreciate it, Chris. And the thing is, there's a lot of people who just want to see that.
That's all people want to see. There's been so many documentaries. There's the American Dream story thing that came on ABC in 1992. It was a 4-part miniseries.
Yep.
Everybody in my house watched that thing every day, all day.
I did.
Constantly played it.
Yep.
That went into insane detail and depth about the family. Basically, we've all seen it before. And I think people just wanted to be entertained for 2 hours. And I'm just going to bring that up. I've been on Fandango for the last half hour during our breaks.
Yep.
And every single theater, the only seats available are the front row. Even the raggedy old theaters or the Cinema 57 only had the front row available. And I mean, it's probably going to make a lot of money.
The numbers are going to be crazy. Let's go to Chris in Hartford. Chris.
What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Leroy, right off the start, the message is make sure we relieve the stress. We don't hold the stress, okay?
Yep.
Because that will build up, and we do want to use healthy choices when it comes to it. So great message,
Appreciate it.
Now let's get to Cerrone, because the only time that I ever have stress in my life now is after I listen to Chris Gasper from the Boston Globe try to tell me Jaylen Brown's a better basketball player than Jason Tatum, okay? Before the series, I told Gasper we're going to have a challenge. I want to add up how many double teams Tatum sees this series versus Brown. Right now, it's 22-6, okay? And Gasper, who doesn't understand that if you have a double team and you score 25 points and have 7 assists, and the other guy sees single coverage and has 25 points, well, guess what? They must be the same player, right, Cerrone? There's so much that goes into Jason Tatum, and the ball was whipping around and how comfortable he looks.
Appreciate it, Chris. We're up against it. I wish I could have kept him on longer, but we are really up against it.
Hopefully it's a long playoff run, and we'll have this discussion for the next month and a half.
Right? Let's do the players call quickly.
Y'all want to hear my player call? I think, do you want to hear the player call?
Yes, sir. This is the time when we take time to show love to someone in sports or in our everyday lives who have just done something extremely phenomenal. And with that being said, do y'all mind if I go first?
Go right ahead.
My players call goes to all the Bruins fans that called in last week. We asked you, why aren't you optimistic? And you said, basically, they've got no heart, no grit. They don't play for a full 60 minutes, and they need to show some fight. And my God, you guys were right. You were absolutely right. I apologize for even assuming y'all were just, not being true fans. You were being realistic. My players call goes to Bruins fans.
The most logical fans in the Boston.
Right, George, who you got?
All right, to switch gears here, we'll go on the NFL side. I wanted to shout out a colleague of ours, one Mr. Alex Barth. He did receive his flowers a little bit earlier in the show. I was about to jump down everybody's throat and say, yeah, that's my player's call. His coverage this time of year is absolutely the best. He had that Jabe Akis pick nailed, the Illinois prospect. From Felger Mass segment earlier in the week. He was asked about risers, and the first name out of his mouth was that Gabe Akis. He's the reason why I know how to drop the J, how to pronounce that last name is because of Alex Barth. So if you want to catch his coverage, 985thesportshub.com. He is the co-host of the Sunday Kickoff Show with yours truly, Cerrone Battle. Love him for his coverage. He's quickly becoming the younger Mike Reese. And so shout out to Bart.
All right, there you go. Cerrone, who you got?
I'm keeping local. Shout out to, I know we've done this many times before, but AJ DeBanster.
Yeah.
Brockton's own announced the other day that he is taking his talents to the NBA.
Yes, sir.
And to the NBA draft. So shout out to the local star for probably being the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. I'd be shocked if he isn't. Shout out to him. And I'm praying for him and his family that he gets drafted by the Indiana Pacers and comes back with Tyrese Halliburton and wins 60 games next year.
Ooh.
So instead of going to the Utah Jazz, notice how those good teams kind of tank their way to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And if he ends up in Indiana or Dallas with Kyrie Irvin and Cooper Flagg, another New England legend, there could be something brewing there. So shout out to AJ and his family, and may they be blessed for a really long time.
Yes, sir.
And a long career in the NBA.
All right, there it is. We are out of here. We'll see you guys next Saturday, 2 to 5. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Live good, eat good, and